right, so your Texas colleague, Tony Gonzalez, he is already on record saying that he will not vote for the rules package because he's concerned about the erosion of defense spending. And so just for context for our viewers, this comes from one of the side agreements McCarthy made for the House to take up this 10-year budget that caps spending at 2022 levels, which would amount to about a 10% or could amount to a 10% decrease in defense spending. So the promise is not codified in the rules package, but Gonzalez, he believes that this does create a path to slashing Pentagon funding. Do you agree? Would this weaken the national security and the defense spending? Do you have his same concern?
Yes, I do have that same concern, but I'm not, as you just said, I don't see that in the bill yet. And I can tell you that there's a lot of us Republicans that would not support a bill that has that in there. We cannot go back to sequestration, almost destroying our military vis-a-vis China and Russia and the rest of the bad guys across the pond there. And we have to make sure that our military is continued to be funded at full levels, where we can have a military that's second to none and just continue that going forward. But I don't think that's going to be in there. I don't believe that will be contained in that package.
Okay, so what about this? Because it looks like it's not in the package, but Gonzalez and Nancy Mace is saying that actually it could pave the way to create that. Because if you're keeping budget levels at 2022 levels, then you can't get an increase in defense spending. And so therefore it would be, you're not, creating room for inflation or anything like that, and we're not keeping up with the demands of as you mentioned, China or other country or adversaries. And so for that reason, it's too concerning to agree to a 2022 budget.
Well, I really don't think we're going to allow that to happen. We're going to have some kind of a relief valve to not allow that to happen. It's just too important. The world as we have it today under Joe Biden is much, much more dangerous than it was 2.5 years ago under President Trump. We've got weak leadership. We've got crazy woke policies, spending trillions and trillions of dollars. We got a $31 trillion national debt. Our military has been weak in these last 2 years. Open borders, crime, I mean, the whole thing. And inflation, Biden has been killing us. He really has. And so we cannot ever allow our military to get anywhere close to being under the same thing that we had under sequestration a few years ago. I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because Republicans can only afford to lose 4 votes, as you know well. Are you confident that this rules package is going to pass when you have Gonzalez and potentially already Mace maybe not confirming it?
I'm confident that we're going to have the votes to get this thing passed. I've talked to a number of my colleagues, and I think we can get some of these folks that are very concerned. And Tony Gonzalez is a good friend of mine. He's a fellow Texan. He's also a Navy retiree, a veteran. And so he certainly has every right to be concerned about funding for our military. But I think we can get Mr. Gonzalez and other people to we're going to sit down and have the debate and talk about it and make sure that that is not contained in this package. This package is going to be good. We've had this thing that went on with 15 ballots for the Speaker of the House, and everybody kept saying, "Oh, aren't you embarrassed? Aren't you embarrassed?" Well, let me tell you something. A democratic republic like we have here in the United States of America is a messy political system, but it is a system that works. And it has worked for 247 years. And, for all its ugliness and the debate and going back and forth, I think we're going to get a great rules package out of this thing. We're going to have many, many things that I believe will make us stronger, will make us more empowered individually to offer things, to be able to balance our budget much easier, reinstitute things like the Holman Rule, which will allow us to reduce the salaries or specific federal employees or programs. I think these are going to be good things that will happen, and to fight back against this woke policy craziness that we have under the Biden administration.
Okay, I only have about a minute left, but I do want to switch gears and ask you this because the president was just in your home state yesterday visiting the border in El Paso, something the Republicans have been asking for a long time, for the president to go down there. Were you satisfied with his visit? Only have about a minute.
No, ma'am, I was not satisfied. This was nothing but a dog and pony show. I think the border was cleaned up in preparation for Biden getting there. I was down there with Speaker McCarthy just a month ago. There was an enormous tent city right across the Rio Grande River with thousands of people in it at that point in time. And, you know, with all the things that are happening, Biden, really, I think it was a waste of time. It was a photo op. It was Biden's policies that he removed every tool and procedure and process to secure our border, and he's helped the cartels. And we've had, you know, 200,000 dead people because of overdoses. These are Americans coming across that border. He has failed to meet with a lot of angry Texas property owners whose lives and property have been destroyed. And just last month, Lindsay, he said that he had more important things to do than to visit our border.
That's right.
You know what?
Yeah.
He has not satisfied me at all. He better read the letter that Governor Abbott gave him and tell him what to do.